we have a theme tune prior to this, but we should kind of do a tagline right at the beginning. Hello, everybody, by the way. Sorry,
yes, sorry, you're keeping. Sorry, yeah, I don't mind us here,
season 2. Sorry, it's like you walked in on a conversation there between two fucking culchies. Do you tell me a good thing? Yeah.
Further to the point.
I feel like one of the Healy Rays at the minute.
Yeah.
They're a fucking phenomenon, aren't they?
The Healy Rays, I'll tell you one thing now. A lot of people saying they're gumbeans, this, that.
There's
not a fucking gumbean among them.
There's no fucking... Look at Michael Fassbender. He knew how to change his accent fairly quickly, didn't he? You can be guaranteed as soon as the cameras come off Michael Fassbender, he's like, "Hello, Jesus Christ, I'm walking around the place." Camera cuts to him, he's like,
Can I put my tool turn away?
Camera turns to fucking Michael Fassbender, and all of a sudden he's like, "Well, yeah, I mean, we're delighted.
Yeah,
we are delighted."
Like
he's a smart fucker, that fella. And he's cut out of the same fucking stone that fucking the Healy Rays are cut out.
The Healy Rays, he's only up the road.
Yeah, man, there with his flat cap, because the old lad had the flat cap. Like,
see, this is it now. They're shrewd boys, if you ask me. Like,
they're shameless, you see. That's the thing. They're absolutely shameless, and they're selling this whole culty image. I guarantee you, Michael Healy Ray knows what shiatsu is. I guarantee you.
Are you telling me Danny Healy Ray drinks a flat white?
You know it. I guarantee you. They're fuckers. They're putting on this fucking...
You're telling me that Danny Healy Ray drinks a flat white out of a mug marked tea.
He fucking knows what's going on. Them fuckers, they know what's going on. That hammed up. And I'll tell you, we'll go up there and we'll...
know it's like in Croke Park.
Oh, it's... Those schmertalics up there in Dublin. So, yeah.
Shrewd boys, the Healy Rays. I fucking loved them. But other than that, you're very welcome along to Season 2, Episode 4. Episode 2, EO4, as the downloaders would call it.
Good, yeah.
Of the Tom and Gerry Show. I'm Gerry McBride.
Tom here, Tom. Just keep it Tom. It's easy. My parents made it easy on me. They gave me a name that has actually my initials in it as well.
You weren't christened Thomas?
I was.
That stick, that last line?
It didn't stick for very long.
Does your mag call you Thomas when she's mad at you?
No.
Does she call you your second name?
No. It's just
what's your second name?
Patrick. I'm named after both my grandfathers. They kept it really fucking simple.
They put fuck all effort into you.
No, they didn't. Yeah. They didn't. Like, the brother brother's called Emmett Robert after back to front version of Robert Emmett because they were feeling patriotic at the time. Like, yeah, it's true. But it's a bit more of a fancier name than just. But then have fucking Tom's an easy name, like, you know what I mean? It's just Tom, grand,
Save time filling out forms.
Yeah. Oh, should I just? That's how I sign my signature. It's just Tom.
Just Tom.
Yeah, Tom. It's like
Tom
really,
X.
You wouldn't put any effort into it. No, I don't have to because it's my initials as well.
Fair enough. That's all right.
We like that around my way. I think I was telling you before. I sat beside a guy in school called Bobby O'Brien.
B.O.B.
Yeah. My mother's name is Mary O'Mahony.
M.O.M. Alright. Oh, yeah.
She's my mother.
I'll tell you, there's... Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
when in doubt.
Yeah. Every second person in my family is called Tom. Or Bill. That's it. But,
like, you're one of the Pope's children. Like, you shouldn't you be called JP or some shit like that?
I don't... Am I... I suppose
you're not that far off, and you're not
81.
far removed from it, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know if my parents were, like, they're mass-going folk and all the rest of it, but I don't think they were that religious that they
just didn't really give a shit, no?
No, I mean, I don't think they were, I think they probably wanted me to get the farm more than actually fucking anything else, so they just, I
don't mind initial names. My missus doesn't really care for them. Like, when we were naming our wee man, I was like, what about initials, like PJ or JJ or JP or something like that, and she had no time.
The South Africans love that. Yeah? They love it. If you like, I know you're not a big rugby man, but there's some...
No, but I do like Little Weapon too.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. With your blick.
Yeah, diplomatic immunity, PJ.
They do, they love it. But for some reason, like, there's CJs, I mean, the amount, and I mean, I know they speak Afrikaans. But they have a grasp of English to the point that they know what some initials will stand for in a different reason. Like, there was at least 2 guys at one stage who were playing rugby in Ireland from South Africa called BJ.
Now, you see, you had to fucking know what that means before.
You had to know what it was. Now, the only thing is, both guys looked like they were actually crossbred with fucking Belgian blue bulls.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? They look half bovine.
So you wouldn't say it to their face?
You wouldn't say it to their face. You wouldn't say, but
so why would you inflict that on a child?
I don't know.
That's like me calling my kid, like, if I have a kid in the morning, I call him Oliver James, alright? You know what I mean?
The only thing is,
I
though,
fucking know the connotations of
the
that.
only thing is, though, OJ McBride would be like that if he isn't playing fucking senior league baseball for the fucking Mets. That is some name. Like OJ McBride is some name. You have to admit that.
That is the one thing I will never forgive OJ Simpson for, was taking OJ off the table in terms of names. Because it goes like OJ O'Mahony. That's a fucking badass name, right?
I suppose it is. Yeah, yeah.
OJ McBride.
I think I like McBride because
detective.
I don't know, something about OJ McBride. I just think that would be an awesome American sports playing. Like if he was a quarterback or an unbelievable
There's
pitcher.
nothing OJ McBride couldn't do.
No, there's nothing he couldn't do.
Before 1993 or whatever.
Yeah,
now,
of course.
Now,
Yeah,
you
Jesus
just
Christ.
fucking laughed out of it.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks or rental. Any rate, how are y'all keeping? You're very welcome along to the podcast. You know the story now.
Yeah.
We're going to fill the next half hour or so of chattering. We're going to be giving out. We're going to be celebrating some things, and we're just going to be generally having the crack.
Having the crack. I'm going to plow on, Gerry, and it's.
You're going to take this one, Tom?
I'm going to plow on because we're back in the studio.
Yes, the mobile studio.
The mobile studio. It's just handier. It's just handier being in a car.
And truthfully, we have nowhere else to go.
Well, if anybody wants to give us a studio, then again, is it even that handy? The car is just so handy.
No, this is miserable, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice.
I gotta
actually.
love your positivity.
I was trying to put a spin on it there, but it would be nice to have a studio.
I
all right.
wish I was anywhere else right now.
Well, all right. Speaking of depressing things, we'll move straight on into fucking my giving out yards.
You're giving out yards.
Giving out yards, and it was inspired by exactly where we're parked up. I'm not going to give the name of the place, but it's a generalization. Like there is nothing nicer on after a couple of pints, or even it doesn't have to be a couple of pints. You're rushing some evenings, you're having time to fucking getting a bit of a dinner together, and you go, fuck it, let's get a Chinese takeaway.
I like Chinese.
It's a staple. It's been here since the 50s. It's a staple of Irish society.
It's bacon and cabbage Chinese takeaway.
Yeah, absolutely.
One goes hand in hand with the other. What could you possibly give out about though, Tom?
Oh, Gerry.
What you got for me there?
I got a fucking Chinese from that fucking place across the road. And I got a Chinese, because I've tried a few of them around this place, and I got a Chinese further down the road, about a quarter mile down the road. And it's not often I go back with stuff.
You didn't go back, did you?
I fucking did.
Fuck me.
That's the temper I was in.
Be bad.
I was in such do you know what? I was fucking starving both nights. It wasn't a case of, it was, all right, I had time. I could have had a fucking apple. No. I was fucking starving.
You were wall falling.
Mother of divine Jesus, the scour that was given out to me. Now, I don't know what people around here accept in the way of fucking food. And I'm not saying I'm fucking, I'm Michelin fucking star qualified or anything. But this shit was on a offer. If I left it down, the fucking crows wouldn't fucking eat it.
So you're telling me, Tom, that there's some Chinese restaurants and some Chinese takeaways that aren't really up to standard?
I know I'm not breaking any new ground here, Gerry, but I feel I have to fucking say it.
I'm gonna tell you, to me, I'm like you. I'm not a big foodie. I'm not like I'm not one of these bollocks. Right?
Yeah.
But I will say this: I know for a fact that what we get in a Chinese takeaway is not what any Chinese person would eat.
Oh, not a fucking hole.
You think they're fucking sitting down over in in Hong Kong? They're sitting down for a trio.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. I didn't even push the boundary. I didn't ask him to make anything too fucking special. It was quite literally the staple. It was a fucking curry. In both fucking places, I was just in the mood for a curry. You could not eat this. That's it. You couldn't. It wasn't like, this is subpar, but I'll struggle on. This was, what the fuck is this? If you had made it to this standard yourself,
you'd throw it out.
You'd actually have a word with yourself. That's what you'd fucking do. You'd be just thinking,
catch yourself on.
What I'm giving up cooking.
Here's what I find now with a lot of Chinese places now. I really find that it is like a race to the bottom here, okay? Like, nobody really orders the nice things. You very rarely hear someone go in and say, well, I'll have pineapple chicken or something like that.
Yeah.
The pineapple pork or whatever it would be. Something nice, something that's unusual or like that. It's just like, give me as much as food as you can for a $5.
Look, I'm not denying it. I'm not saying that I was you know, that I was trying to fucking outdo myself with some fucking classy grub that night. I knew what I was letting myself in for. There's not a whole pile of self-respect when you're ordering off a fucking menu that has a picture of the food. Do you know what I mean? If it actually has to have the picture of the food, then you know.
When you have to wipe it with a cloth before you can read it.
So my spectrum of acceptance was fairly fucking broad.
I gotta tell you, Tom, it has to have been bad because, like, you know, it's a pure Chinese I wouldn't eat.
You wouldn't have eaten this. I'm telling you wouldn't have fucking eaten this. I mean, this was fucking muck of the highest order.
Here's what I would get. Here's the thing now that I find, and this is like, this is me giving out about a thing, but still being very much part of it. There's a new thing coming out of Chinese restaurants now, Chinese takeaways now, called a spice bag.
What the fuck is a spice bag? I see people almost joking about this.
Spice bags are absolute fucking heaven, Tom.
What are they?
Oh,
it sounds fucking horrific, Gerry,
I am a spice bag junkie.
If you don't mind me saying so, it sounds fucking horrific.
It is terrible. But it's at the same time, it's just so fucking good.
All I can picture is just a bunch of adults just with nose bags like a horse.
It is literally that. It is honestly literally that. And like,
what's in it?
I'll tell you now in 1 second. But it's to me with a spice bag, like I can't not like you could picture me as some sort of gangster's mall in a Chinese restaurant, going like, "I'm out of here. I'm never eating in this place again. You can take that and fuck off." And then they go, "Wouldn't you like a spice bag?" And I'd be like,
"You come crawling back."
I'm like, "Why do you do this to me?"
You come crawling back.
Why do you know that's just the one thing I want? I'm just like out the door, and they're just like, "Here's a spice bag for a $5."
Oh,
a spice bag, Tom, is chips.
Right.
You'll always get chips.
Okay.
You will always get some degree of chicken. Now that's an important way. That's an important way of wording that. Okay.
Okay.
You may get. No, you won't get good chicken.
You're not getting fucking good chicken in any of these.
I was going to say some places you get good chicken, other places no, you don't. You will get crispy chicken, which is just a way of selling off chicken scraps. That's just what it is.
Oh yeah, deep fry the fuck out of it.
Get your chicken scraps.
You could deep fry. I reckon you could deep fry straw
and sell it as crispy straw.
Yeah, it would taste the exact same. It would just taste like the oil.
People would be like, "Oh, have you had that crispy straw?"
Yeah, so low in calories.
Oh my god, crispy straw's amazing. Anyway, so you have your shredded chicken, your shredded crispy chicken, which is
I love the idea. I love the idea of shredded, like fucking Shredder from fucking the Turtles came in and used, you know, like
there's a chicken in the back going like bakak, and he's like.
But there's nobody in the back. You know, the head chef isn't going to go, "Here, shred that chicken."
Shred that chicken, yeah. Honestly, I don't know how you shred chicken. Maybe you fuck it into the NutriBullet. I don't know. Alright, okay, so you've shredded chicken. We'll call it what it is, people. It's scraps of chicken deep fried. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
So you have your chips, you have your shredded chicken.
All fucked into the one bag.
I think you put it into a bowl first, right? And into this bowl you sprinkle spices.
Ooh.
Okay. Tom, you may ask, what spices do you sprinkle on that? And I would say, that's a very good fucking question, Tom.
It's most likely just fucking aromat.
It's like salt, and there's definitely salt.
Have you ever had aromat?
Yeah.
It's just MSG, isn't it?
It really just is, yeah. I used to put it on sandwiches.
Yeah, I used to put it on toasted cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, it'd be delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like that, only it's red. And they throw in like a few chopped up fried onions, because fuck knows a Chinese restaurant couldn't go anywhere without throwing 2 onions into your meal, no matter what you get, right? And you put all this into a bowl and you sort of toss it around so that everything gets coated.
Gerry is tossing around here in the car, yeah. She's
just making a tossing motion here.
Wow.
You toss it around in a bowl and then you fuck all into a bag, and that is your spice bag.
Yeah, okay.
And it's cheap. It's incredibly cheap. It's like a $5, and most places will give you a free can of Coke. So really it's €4.
Okay.
And here's the thing, right?
But okay.
Other places will throw in other little pieces. So some places will your spice bag will be your shredded chicken, your chips, your various spices, 5 raw onions, and they'll throw in 2 or 3 chicken balls as well.
Okay.
So it's like a fucking nose bag of food.
You're not eating this in public.
You see, this is it, Tom. I do.
Do you?
Yeah. You eat it like you're drunk and you're picking at it with a fork on the way home.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I can see. But you know what?
And there's more food in one spice bag than would do 2 people.
If you look at the history of food, right, and fast food and stuff like that, how it came about was based out of pure necessity and poverty, but it kind of got gradually fucking better and a bit more gourmet off the back of it.
We talked about this last season with street food.
This is but that's going backwards, Gerry, surely.
Yeah, this is
This is going after your primal fucking needs. Like,
this is it. This is aiming squarely at the gimme market. Okay, because what we see at our spice bags out our way are like a £5. And what you see an awful lot is like the kids, the teenagers that'll go up and they'll buy one between the two of them.
Okay.
Which is like a £2.50 meal, and still you will leave the half of it behind because it's that much. It's like jam packed. Like no, never let it be said that they're not giving.
How much would it cost you to make a spice bag at home?
30 cents. Yeah, but 30 cents, just some chicken that you found on the way home.
Yeah, because you find chicken on the way home all the time.
And then sweep the floor of the kitchen and fuck all into.
Well, you see, fair enough. You see, you know what you're getting there, which is all right, and it's tolerable. But like, how many of these? Like, I want to know. I'd love to just see and interview the fucking people that are eating out of that shit heap across the way that I got. I had to go back into him. Your man, in fairness, your man gave me his money back. It was like he was waiting for the day somebody was going to fucking come back in.
Oh yeah, like this. I knew this day would come.
I went back in. I says, "Listen, man," I said, "I'm not going to crack up with you. I'm assuming you're not fucking writing the menus up in here."
Yeah, but that's scary.
But that is utter fucking muck. And there was about 3 or 4 people inside there at the time, and they're like, "Oh Jesus!" Like looking at the fucking navel stave glazing or gazing as they say it. Like, and fairness, your man just rang open the fucking. It was like he had a button.
And it was like,
angry cunt.
We got one.
Yeah, angry cunt. So, but it was just on a fucking like like if I went in for a spice bag for a £5, this shit wasn't cheap.
Oh, well, it was like
no, this was
like
actually
€9.
This I'd gotten it was over a tenner, and all it was curry with fucking some rice, and I think I got some fucking chips with it or something. It was enough for me in my head to go.
That's not worth it.
This should be all right.
Yeah.
Because there's another Chinese place, and one of the days you feel like we're feeling fancy, we're celebrating something, Gerry, I would take you down to this place. The Chinese, it's expensive. In that meals are anything up to €15 or €16.
Fuck.
But
I'm gonna have to wait till it's my birthday.
yeah, they fucking do it fair well. They do it really fucking good, like, you know, that kind of way.
Here's the thing, Tom, I'm with you on this. Like, I do feel like, like it's a bit of a race to the bottom with Chinese restaurants. Because, like, the spice bag isn't where it ends. You can also now get a munchie box, which is like yeah.
That's fucking horrific.
It's horrific. A munchie box is basically, it's like a pizza box.
Okay.
Full of stuff. So you'll have the shredded chicken and the chicken balls, and you'll have ribs and wings, and in the middle of it is like a pot of curry dip, and the whole thing's about a tenner or whatever,
Right, okay.
But it's like a race to the fucking bottom. It's like here.
Lowest common denominator.
Exactly.
This is where the planet is going right now.
I know a guy, used to work with him, and he used to go over to China to buy in a load of stuff.
Oh.
They were on the import end of things, and he would go on trade missions to China and such like. And it sounds really fancy, wow, a trip to China. But it'd be miserable. It'd be a 20-hour flight over there. You'd be there for a day, and it'd be a 20-hour flight back. And there's no sightseeing or any shit like this. You just were over.
He was buying something like washers.
Exactly. Yeah. It'd be a bulk buying shit like this. And I said to him, roughly speaking, I said, what would it eat over there? Like, because I'm thinking they're not eating out of like a little foil long tray, you know what I mean? Roughly speaking, what they eat over there is they will eat the absolute nicest, most healthy food you've ever had. They'll eat steamed vegetables and steamed broccoli, and everything is steamed and everything. Nothing is fried, Tom. That is that is a Western thing.
Jesus.
And I said, okay, well, like, what about rice? Did they fry rice or something like that? And as far as I remember, it's done in courses. So what you do is you sit down and you eat your steamed vegetables and your steamed pork or whatever it is, your char grilled pork or whatever.
Yeah.
You have a little thing of sauce to dip it into. Not curry sauce, Tom. Some little whatever.
Curry sauce was only invented for us, really, wasn't it?
And when all is said and done, when you've eaten all that, if you are still hungry and you just need to sort of backfill a little bit, they'll give you a bowl of rice.
All right, so that rice is just like
rice is just ballast, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you've eaten your lovely dinner and your such like, and now if you want to have a couple of spoonfuls of rice just to fill yourself up,
we have gotten it so wrong here.
We've gotten it so wrong. We're just like, give me the rice first, mash a load of shit into it.
When you think about it, what the fuck?
Because like honestly, if you get a trio, the place out there where you get a trio, and God forgive me, I have a pat worn to the place, You get a trio, and it's your rice and your curry sauce and such like. You can sort of turn it upside down and pat it, right? You pat it like a sandcastle and lift it, and the whole thing just holds its shape, and you can slice it like a Madeira cake.
I just imagine, do you know those meat pies in England? They have that gelatinous shit inside them.
That's it. This is like a curry.
You can see a cross section of curry.
Yeah,
like.
it's like a curry terrine.
Fuck it. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe if I'd had a lash of pints on board, maybe that's what this place fucking appeals to. Maybe people, but there's no pub nearby here. I don't know, but I like that. Fuck that guy walking in there.
Stop! Don't go in.
No, he's the fucking chef. He
Oh,
walked
is he?
in smoking a fag. He walked into his own fucking takeaway with a fag hanging out of his mouth.
I'm so glad we're not mentioning where we are.
I
here
swear
right
to
now.
God, I'm so glad you are here. You saw him with a fag in his mouth, walking in. No, you're giving out, he walked in with a fucking fag hanging out of his mouth into his own restaurant.
This has just turned from giving out yards to the fucking cook report here.
So that tells you everything you need to know about, if the guy's going to go into the... I could have been eating cigarette ash. No,
you were smart.
What is
you got
that?
the back.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. And I think the general pickup is not fuck this one particular restaurant in particular, guys, because we're really doing our best not to get sued here. But Chinese restaurants over here, it's a race to the bottom.
Absolutely.
Be careful.
Right, I'm sticking a fork in that one for the want of a better phrase.
Holy shit. We are here part in the mobile podcasting studio, and I do interrupt this broadcast to say, Tom, do you see the fucking eyelashes on that car there?
What?
Eyelashes on head.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
On headlamps. Have you seen that before?
I have.
Are you fucking serious? That's a crack for another day, but if you've got eyelashes on your car, you should be ashamed of your life.
Start asking yourself some questions, like, where are you going?
Yeah.
What are you doing, like?
Just honestly, do you know? I'm not even going to get into it. Anyway, we're going to move on to.
Yeah, we'll plow straight on.
We're going to talk our next segment, as always. We're going to talk about, as you new listeners may not know, because every podcast is someone's first podcast, Tom. We shouldn't assume that people know what we're talking about. Every podcast is someone's first podcast, so you may not know that me and Tom are stand-up comedians.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we do. That's how we. That's how we create bills, I was going to say. That's how we pay the bills. No, that's how we fucking rack up debt.
Yeah. Welcome to the bright lights.
This is it, I'm telling you. Your dreams start now. And through the years, we've had some gigs that were stinkers. It can't all be good, Tom.
It can't all be good, Gerry. I would say percentage-wise, probably 25% are fucking muck.
25, you're being generous there,
Yeah.
Tom. I was going to say 60-40 in favour of bad.
Yeah, okay, all right.
It must be stressed, even though we talk about the terrible gigs that we have on a frequent basis.
We do have good ones, though. We do.
And we are available for bookings.
Bar mitzvahs, fucking christenings, whatever.
Yeah, if you got a gig, we'll rock it. Don't worry about this. It's not going to be like this. But every now and then we have a shit gig and we talk about it, and we call that segment My Worst Gig Ever. And I'll feel this.
You go for it, Gerry.
This is actually, there was like a 1-2 punch of shit, just like pow pow, like two body shots, like pow pow, and you feel like I can finish this fight, but I'm fucked right now. Like one more and I'm gone.
Oh no!
This is the kind of thing, like I believe Bono has this notion about U2, about when will the band ever dissolve?
Yeah,
and he said 2 shit albums and we're done, 2 in a row.
Right.
Would I be like, I'm going to need
well, it's all subjective.
Yeah,
Bono.
I'm going to need your bases on that, Bono, because I think that's gone through.
If you've written your own album and you're Bono, every album is a fucking absolutely fucking class album.
Can we be the judge of it, please, Bono?
Yeah, Bono, you're going to ring me up, please, because I can, yeah.
But
I like you too?
Yeah, they're alright.
They're alright, aren't they?
So you know what they are, Tom? They're alright.
Yeah.
And I thought I had the same basis with gigs. I said, if I have X amount of shit gigs in a row and it's not getting better, then I'll wrap it up.
Okay, yeah. Well, you see, you're
if progress is not being made,
you have the mental maturity to understand that. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to a lot of people.
A lot of people are just like, I'm always going to say with stand-up, you need a healthy amount of delusion or you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, for sure. Jesus Christ, you got to be.
If the thought of it seems crazy, you're not crazy enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I always said, if I do X amount of shit gigs in a row, I'm going to do it. And this one was as close as I've ever come to it, Tom.
Okay.
Basically, you might remember, long-time listeners might remember that I did a gig, and I talked about it last season, where it was at a memorial for...
Oh, yeah. That one is fresh in the memory.
It was a memorial for a charity fundraiser memorial for dead people, and it was terrible.
Motorcycles or something.
Yeah, yes, and the families of deceased motorcyclists were in the crowd, and I was brought out for no particular fucking reason. And they
Oh, God.
Now, we didn't get paid for that because it was a charity gig and that's how it works, but we were told that we would, be looked after down the road. There were other gigs to be had, and the guy that was running this gig would see us right down the road.
Okay, right, okay.
And you know what? True to his word, he sorted us out with gigs down the road.
Okay, fair enough.
We were like, me and the other comedian that did that horrendous gig were booked for 2 subsequent gigs.
Yeah.
And I'll not mention the other comedian's name. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but just in case he does, and maybe he doesn't like talking about the fucking horror show that became us. So basically, we were booked for 2 other shows down the road because the guy that ran that, he ran Entertainment Society
In a college or something?
in a college. Yes.
Okay, right.
And the college was, let me get this right, DCU,
Okay, well,
not UCD.
heaven forbid that they'd call it a society, they call it a sock.
A sock. Okay, right.
Yeah,
Okay. So
fuck
the guy ran the Ents sock.
Yeah, because it's so hard to fucking say the Entertainment Society.
And the motorcycle gig was a fucking,
It was a car crash, for the want of a better phrase.
I think the adequate phrase would be a motorcycle crash. And but he booked us for 2 other gigs in DCU. To his credit, €250 a pop,
Nice.
500 quid in the pocket.
Nice.
Where would you turn it down?
She wouldn't.
You wouldn't, okay? Thank you very much. We had a horrible gig there. Thank you very much for sorting me out with €500,000
All's
for 2
forgotten.
other gigs.
All's forgotten.
Thank you very much. Please, sir, can I have another?
Yeah.
So the 2 gigs were in DCU in 2 separate wings of the college. One is the one up on Campbell Street, which is
Yeah.
Kevin Street, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and the other one is Bolton Street, is the one behind the cinema, yeah?
Yes. You're
All
right,
right.
Bolton Street. Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you.
So Bolton Street is the one off Dorset Street down at the end, and Kevin Street is up beside Anshaw, because
Yes.
I only know the town in terms of where gig venues are.
Yeah.
All right, and what these were college gigs. We were fair enough, but they were in the daytime.
Oh.
So immediately you were like, because like comedians are like vampires, like we work best at night.
Yeah, well, there's a curveball straight away when they mention.
When it's in the daytime, it's sort of like,
People mightn't realise it, but people themselves don't like comedy with any brightness.
Yes, I mean, like,
I think there might be a slight shame to laughing out loud at fucking Mickey jokes.
there's a time and a place to things,
Yeah.
Tom. Very much a place, very much a fucking time.
Yeah.
And the middle of the day might not be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Now, it will be said, one of the gigs, the one in Bolton Street, was actually all right.
Okay.
We went in there, it was around about 2:00, and we said, where's the gig taking place? And where it was, maybe someone who goes to DCU Bolton Street will be able to tell me the name of this particular wing. But it was like the big hall.
Okay.
Not a hall,
Yeah.
like an actual fucking corridor. I'm not talking about a theatre or anything, I'm talking about a fucking lane from one part of the college to the next. But as the corridor worked its way through, it opened into like a lobby, and that's where we were.
Where were you planning to put the comedians, Tim? Oh, fuck, I hadn't thought about it. You know where it's free? Where? This might be a little bit weird, but I'm thinking a corridor.
Yeah. But as the corridor worked its way through the college, it opened up into this sort of a lobby area, and it was a general sort of gatherment area for students to just sort of hang out and
This
chat.
fucking beast next door, Gerry, I'm just going to have to stop. She actually just swung her fucking car door open and ate it. And just fucking unashamedly. Fucker next door just hit Gerry's car. Jesus Christ.
I really don't care.
I know you don't. But it's... Sorry, plough ahead.
Anyway, so it opened up into like your corridor came down, and then it opened up into a bigger area.
A foyer.
A foyer, shall we call it.
Yeah.
And this was a general hang-around area
Yeah.
for the kids. And what they did was they stuck in 20 seats there, and it was basically a focal point. You were doing a gig in a hall, and people were walking past you, and it was in the middle of the day. But, there was like 20 people that sort of
Okay, so
saw what was
there
going
was a
on,
collective. Okay.
sat down, somewhat enjoyed themselves,
Right.
went on about the business.
All right,
Happy days.
Okay,
Couldn't
all
argue
right.
with that one.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
So of the 3 gigs here now, I reckon if that one had a stunk up between the motorcycle gig and the gig I'm about to talk about, I probably wouldn't still be doing comedy.
Okay,
That-
so a corridor saved your life, basically.
corridor fucking
saved your
saved
comedy
my
life.
Because the other gig up in Kevin Street.
What was the distance between, or time-wise?
One was 1 week and the other was the other.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So like it wasn't like one on top of the street. The other one up Kevin Street. Fuck me all day, Tom. Jesus Christ of Almighty.
What was wrong, Gerry?
Oh, God, I just need a minute. Oh. We landed in, and I had to take the day off work, which I didn't really care because...
It was only work.
Yeah. I ring in sick from work. Oh, I'm sick. Sorry about this. I'll tell you a great one, Tom, by the way, if you're ever ringing in sick, all right? I'm going to show my hand here now.
Yeah.
You don't be like, oh, I'm sick or anything like this. If you want to sound in genuine discomfort and sound like you're that, here's a little trick, all right? You lie down flat on the bed.
Okay.
And you get anything uncomfortable. I like a plug top. And
I thought you were talking like,
No.
put on like the fucking midday with TV3.
No.
I get very uncomfortable with those
You get like a plug,
creatures.
your charger, whatever it is.
Okay.
And you lie down on top of it.
Oh!
And as you lie down on top of it, to start talking like this. You can,
I'll be honest, Gerry, that does sound like you could be at something else too.
and it's like, I can't come into there, hurt my back. Fucking gee, I'm sorry, Ferris Bueller couldn't come up with that shit.
That was actually pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
So I rang in, sorry, I'm sick, blah, blah, blah. But secretly, I'm like, I'm going to go to this gig,
Yeah, okay.
And the place I was working in is shut since now, so I feel comfortable in saying this. I won't be going back to them for a job. So I went to DCU in Kevin Street, and the gig was at lunchtime.
Lovely, yeah,
And
great.
we landed there, and our man was there, and we were like, how are you keeping? What's going on? And we met him. His office was just off the canteen, the large canteen.
Yeah.
In DCU, Kevin Street, which, like any college canteen, is huge.
Yeah.
Sprawling, one might call it.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, though, the DCU canteen in Kevin Street, it's like a mezzanine. The middle of it's open.
Okay, right, okay, yeah.
The middle of it's open and drops down to another level. So basically, what it is it's like a square without the middle,
Okay.
with tables all the way around it.
Right.
And his office was just off that, and we went in and we said, "How are you keeping? Good stuff. Bit of a hairy one last time, Can we do this one?" He says, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, where's it taking place?" He goes, "Oh, well, the canteen." And we were like, "Well, where's the stage?" And he was like, "Again, where's the stage, Tom?"
Fucking hell.
"You're standing on it."
Fuck.
"No stage."
Fuck.
And we were like, "Well, okay." And we said, "Did they know there is comedy taking place?" "No."
Oh.
"And are they here for comedy?" "No, they're here for their lunch." So
Oh,
basically,
Jesus
it was a
Christ.
lunchtime gig in a college to, roughly speaking, about 500 to 600 students who were sitting eating their lunch
Queuing up at Campbell's fucking Catering's finest.
with no notion that anything was to take place. And we're like, well, where do we stand around like this? There is no raised area. There was nothing. I said, all right. And we said, like, well, have you a mic? And he goes, of course I have a mic.
Yeah, of
fucking
course I'm a
foolish, yeah.
fucking mic. You think I'm mad?
And how much cable does this mic have? It's about 25 feet or so.
Okay, I'm guessing this is a huge fucking room.
Yes.
25 feet, if anybody can't grasp what 25 feet is, if you think about a telegraph pole, that's 30 feet.
Yes, so lay a telegraph pole down.
And come back 5 foot from that.
Yes.
That's fucking not long.
That's about it, yeah. And not only that, the fucking plug for it was inside his office, so that's cutting another 7 feet. So what I'm saying is you would fucking know. And we just had to hold court with 600 to 700 people.
Jesus.
600 to 700 teenagers, I might add, and you count them like fucking dog years, you know what I mean? Like, so one teenager is like 5 pricks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And they can't help it. We were all that once.
we were all that, yeah. And
And
if I'd have been at college, and if I'd have been at college, and someone had all of a sudden out of nowhere started talking over the tannoy,
Who's this fucko?
I would have given them dogs abuse.
Yeah, you would have. And yeah. You'd be
And
full
you know
within
what?
your right.
It all just came back to me, Tom. I was there like, hello, hello, and the sound coming through the canteen. I'm here like, hello, 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 how is everybody doing? But what was coming through was like, hello, hello, hello.
You sound like you're underwater. Oh my
All right.
God.
Now, mercifully, fuck all people could hear me.
Good.
They were just vaguely aware that there was a noise coming from the thing.
Okay, yeah.
But even, like, the size of this place is like 4 tennis courts, you know what I mean? Even if you stood up and looked around, you would do well to spot, amid the crowds of teenagers coming and going with their lunch, who had the microphone and where this noise was coming from.
Absolutely no focal point whatsoever.
In the fucking slightest.
Right, okay.
But that didn't mean to say...
It's kind of like a sniper, isn't it?
You know
A
the
sniper.
shot's coming from somewhere.
Yeah, but unless you see that muzzle flash, you're fucked. And there's obviously no muzzle flash coming out of G. McBride at this stage.
This is like the end of Full Metal Jacket. I'm the sniper. These kids are Joker and his team.
Joker, Cowboy, and fucking an Animal Mother.
I'm firing shots and hitting nobody, and they don't know where the shot's coming from, but they're just firing wildly back.
and also, just like that scene when they finally do get her.
Yeah.
She lies there on the ground going, shoot me.
Yeah.
Shoot me.
That was me.
That was me.
Fucking shoot me. They can't see where the noise is coming from. They just know that someone is attempting to tell jokes, and they're just yelling back. So all you're getting is like, whoever's at that, shut the fuck up!
And of course you see, because of course they can't all hear you properly, so it's just Chinese whispers now. By the time it gets to the back, it's like, there's a guy telling jokes,
Yeah.
There's somebody raping a cow.
There's a what?
What?
Guy with his hand up where?
What?
And it's just like this sort of thing, because like I've been at gigs where, there's a large crowd and they can't really hear you and they just ignore you and go on with eating their dinner or like this. But no, this wasn't this one. They didn't know where I was. They were just like, go fuck yourself!
Just...
And I'm here
just shouting at airplanes.
Like, it's not like, we've all been heckled, Tom.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you can be like, no, you go fuck yourself, or a better retort than that, a good retort to put a heckler down. But if you can't even see where it's coming from, you just basically have to sit there and it's like, so, I was on my way to the cinema the other day. What's with the price of popcorn? And they're like, go fuck you! So I'm kind of looking around, and again, this was like early doors in comedy where you didn't, you're like, fuck, I got $250 on the line here, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm after taking a day off work, so I had to bite a bullet on a day's wages. So I was only coming out of this with a profit of $175 or whatever miserable wages I was on at the time. And I was like, if I don't do my 20 minutes, I'm gonna come out of here with nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas, in actual fact, I talked to the guy afterwards, and he was like, I don't know how you lasted 20 minutes out there. You should have.
He would have paid you regardless.
He would have paid me regardless.
It wasn't his fucking money.
No, it wasn't his money. He didn't care. But I felt I had to do my 20 minutes. And it's one of these ones where you check your watch to see, how long have I gone? 12, 15, you look at watch, and, you've been up there for 3 minutes.
Yeah. I can't fucking believe some of them.
Right. And, the roars are getting just sort of louder and louder now. Because, it's sport now. It's who can insult this guy the best? You know what I mean? Who can just really,
Jesus
twist
Christ.
him. And so he's like... Yeah, you're just there doing your best, and you're like, how'd you get time off your job from fucking pigs?
I gotta give that guy credit.
Yeah, and it's shouldn't you be funny?
Go home, Grandad. What? I'm only a couple of years older than you.
Yeah.
Shut up, you old...
I had a funnier time falling down the stairs, you prick. Everybody's just trying to outdo themselves. And I did... Still to this day, what I feel is one of the best moves I ever made.
Okay.
I looked around and there was a table of 6 to my left who seemed to be listening.
Okay.
And were smiling.
God bless them.
God love that.
Those are the people that, if they were in Rambo 4, they would be the people, the Christians that would go back up into Burma.
Exactly, yeah. Despite everything. But they seemed to be smiling. And thank Christ how my cable was long enough to get over to that table.
Oh, so you dedicated the show to 6 people.
I walked over to them and and they were in a little booth, in Eddie Rockets. Yeah. And I stood there and I covered the mic with my hand. Because no one was fucking listening anyway. But I just go to them, do you mind if I tell you jokes for about 10 minutes? And they were there eating their sandwiches and they said, work away. I said, all right, okay. So I just performed a little gig to these 6 people.
Wow.
In a room of 600 with my back to 594 of them that were there you sound like a cunt! You sound like the inside of a cunt! And I was like...
Kick him in the ass, Seabass!
And just to the 6 people there, I was like, so the morning after pill's only available up the north. What's that about? This kind of
I'm just waiting for a moment when somebody does that Rob Schneider thing where he's in every single fucking Adam Sandler movie. You
can do it!
Cut these fucking balls off!
Yeah. But again, so what we've got is 1,000 people scream, like, and teenagers as well.
Oh,
like,
mother of God.
those fuckers can go for you, man. Like, they're just the right height to hit you in the balls.
But they don't, like, sure, they're not going to give two fucks.
No, they'd forgotten about it an hour later. Like, you know, this is it. Like, you know, you could walk through this place an hour later, and it wasn't like, you know, oh, there's Gerry McBride. He's a cunt. It was just like, who was your man that was there? Oh, forget it. I'm a teenager. I'm gonna go get drunk and ride 4 girls in one night, and like I just don't really care. But I just did the gig of my life to fucking 6 people, and I swear to God, they'd never know how good it was to perform to those 6 people while I had 600 roaring. Fuck.
Good God.
That was tough, man.
Give you a pain in the chest.
That was a tough one.
That, yeah. Think about that on a logical... For anybody listening to this, think about that logically and put yourself in that position. What the fuck would make you keep going?
It was like trying to tell... It was like trying to tell jokes in Duns.
In fucking pennies on a sale day.
In Tesco's on a Saturday evening, as you're going around doing your shopping, and you can vaguely hear something coming across.
Oh.
And you're just going like, where is that coming from? What the fuck is going on here?
What? It's like that poor... I always feel for those poor bastards preaching the gospel fucking guys.
Guy on the corner.
Oh.
I fucking love that guy. The guy on the corner of Henry Street.
I feel
First time I seen him, Tom, like he gets so into it. The first time I seen him, I thought he was doing like some sort of a freestyle rap.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe he's got it right. He just immerses himself. He just digging it so much.
He was just there, like, you know, the wickedness of the wicked, and I was like, oh shit, this has got a beat.
Yeah, son.
The wickedness of the devil coming up into you, but the Lord is there for you. And I was like, oh fucking yeah, spit it, man. You know, come on. I seen that guy getting a row with a junkie about dinosaurs.
Oh, fucking hell.
The junkie was like, what if the fucking God now, where the dinosaurs? No fucking dinosaurs.
The paleontologist that is fucking...
Yeah, fucking Dr. Alan Grant fell in hard times. And your man, in fairness, was like, you know, well, the good Lord will save us all, and everyone deserves the word of the good Lord, but I have a funny feeling my face is about to get slashed here, so I'm just going to concede that, yeah, there's no dinosaurs in the Bible. Anyway, yeah, I felt like that guy. That's this week's worst gig ever. Holy shit,
Well
man.
done.
Ah,
Clipping along nicely.
SO2 EO4.
EO4, yeah. And I like that. This new segment that we have for series 2. It's a bit more of a brightener scenario, and like that. I mean, like we do, we give out a lot. We complain a lot.
It's like the Captain Morgans before you go home.
Yeah, exactly. And we said we'd switch things up a small bit, like as we
You've been on the pints all night, and now you say, you know what? I'm just going to go for something sweet.
Yeah, something sweet, just a little cherry on top. So we've a new bit. We've a new bit where we talk about things that we do like. Now, not the typical things that you'd expect us to like.
Because, you know, you're listening to the two of us and you're going to be like, what do you like? Stripping down cars, which we do like. You actually love stripping down cars.
I don't, yeah, I'm good at it. That's the thing. I don't know how much I like it, but you know when you're good at something.
It's a sin not to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
It's like Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to have all the...
God damn it, he's good at it.
Yeah.
You're the Martin Riggs of stripping down cars. It's the only thing I was ever good at. I won't strip down a car from 1,000 yards.
There's maybe 4 people in the country that can make that strip down.
So yeah, you know, and what else do we like, Tom? We like hardware, and we like hammers.
Yeah.
We like power tools.
Yeah.
But you could assume all that.
Yeah, you did.
Listening to us.
That's a bit fucking cliche.
Yeah, there's other things that people don't know that we like, and we talk about those in a segment called "You Wouldn't Think We'd Like That."
So you wanna?
I'll feel this one, Tom.
Yeah. Do you wanna tell me something? Yeah. Tell me something I didn't know about you, Gerry.
I'll tell you something I didn't know about it. There's a thing actually I quite like, Tom. I don't know if it's going to top your Tupperware from last week, because that was a fucking cracker, gotta be honest with you. But the thing I actually gotten like heavily invested in lately.
Really?
Yeah. Yankee candles.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed. Actually, yeah, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Yankee candles, Yankee scented candles, Tom. Big fan.
I mean, I see that you have the car air freshener Yankee candle, but I assume that was just the one in the petrol station you got.
Well, you'd want to smell this place without it.
Hold on, what the fuck, Gerry? It's okay. So all right.
Well, this is Yankee. This actually here in the car.
The scent is
called fluffy towels.
Fluffy towels.
We'll get into the scents now in a little second, Tom. All right.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm not talking about the air fresheners here, and I'm talking about the jar candles themselves, the big glass jar candles.
I thought single women, liked Yankee candles. I thought that was the whole purpose of it.
Yes, they do.
I don't understand Yankee Candles. Please enlighten me.
I will. I got heavily invested in Yankee Candles. Very simple. My wife likes scented candles because she likes the place to smell nice.
Okay.
And I, by my very existence...
Association with that scenario.
No, by my very existence, just by being me, I will generally make a place not smell nice.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, that's... I mean...
That's just me. I'm just like you know... I'm as clean as... I'm not the smelly kid from school. I'm not like that guy from fucking Charlie Brown with the stink lines all around him all the time. Yeah.
Flies wandering around over your head.
But I like beer.
Yeah.
As we've heard earlier, I like smelly Chinese.
Yeah.
I like farting.
You're fucking rank. I'm rank. Honestly, I'm part fucking... They could do a segment on me alone on Ear to the Ground.
They really could.
Just on the methane production.
You know, I mean, like, because when you're stripping in cars, that's a dirty thing to do. And that, of course, falls in it.
Yeah.
So my missus said, okay, you know, she likes her Yankee Candles. She buys these candles, she lights them, and takes the smell of them away. And don't get me wrong, that's a wonderful thing that they do, Tom.
Okay. I'm still not fully convinced on these candles, to be honest with you.
Well, here, wait till you hear this now, okay? It's a wonderful thing to do to make a place smell nice, but that's not why I like them. Because quite frankly, they all smell the same to me.
Okay.
All right? It's like, you know the way, like, Lynx every now and then will come out with a new scent?
And it
just fucking smells like
Yes. Africa.
So to me, all these fucking Yankee Candles smell the same. So this one here, Fluffy Towels, smells the same as Soft Blanket. Oh, Midsummer Murder or whatever
what
the fuck
does
they call
Fluffy Towels smell like?
It smells like Persil.
Well, why don't they just have it as personal?
I don't know, copyright or some shit.
Okay.
I don't really care about any of that.
Okay.
I don't care what they smell like at all. But there is tending to on a Yankee Candle. I didn't know this. Maybe you didn't know this at all. There's tending to it. And once you get into it, it's actually very addictive. You see...
What?
If you look after a Yankee Candle correctly, it will burn for 150 hours. Now,
what?
150 hours. And you say, no, I bought a Yankee Candle and you lit it 4 or 5 times and the thing was
fucking tending it. Well, you're shoveling coal at the fucking thing or something.
No, but you gotta look after it, Tom. This is the thing. There's ways and means about it. For example, I'll give you a perfect example, right? If you light a candle and you burn it for half an hour and you blow it out, that candle's not going to last you pissing time. And you're going to say, that flies in the face of logic. I only lit it for 15 minutes, so I can light it for 15 minutes every day. No. What you need to do, Tom, is you need to let it burn for long enough that all the wax along the top becomes perfectly liquid and level, so that the whole thing burns down evenly. Do you see what I'm saying?
What?
Because otherwise, you're just burning a hole down through the middle of the wax, and you've all the wasted wax on the outside of it. Now, I told you this was going to be a hard sell.
Yeah, okay, all right.
You gotta make sure that if you're in the house of an evening, you know, you're not going away in an hour's time because you need to light that candle and let it burn for 2 hours plus. You gotta trim the wick of it, Tom. That's the thing. And when you trim the wick of it, you gotta make sure that you trim the wick of it when it is cold, because you want to tip out all the black bits of the wick, because if that gets into it,
I thought the association with these things was that you're supposed to be relaxed. That sounds like
no. Looking after a Yankee Candle is a high pressure job, Tom. You can't relax with one of these things.
You got children. How do you have time for this?
Oh, it's all you need is time, Tom. That's the one thing about it, all right? All you need is time. Because
I know why you like these fucking things, because they started selling them in fucking hardware shops for some fucking reason. They started selling Yankee Candles.
That's true, but again, I do not like the price of them. I do not really care for this.
How much would you pay for a normal Yankee Candle?
If you bought a Yankee Candle off the shelf, the big ones are like 25 to 29 euro.
What?
Yeah. But what you do instead is you light it around and you wait for them to go on special, and you'll get them for like 15 to 20 euros. About that price. And again, like I said, Tom, I couldn't give a fuck what they smell like. So I will just get whatever's the cheapest one.
You sound like it's the sort of guy who'd buy bootleg fucking Yankee Candles on a corner somewhere.
Oh no, no.
Are you wasting your time with them?
You're wasting your time with those, Sam. No, they're just, the wax in them is fuck all addition to you, right?
Are they actually American?
No, fuck no. Well, they might be. I don't.
Because anytime I think of them, in fairness, I have no compulsion to buy a fucking candle of any sort, but I always think of New Yankee Workshop. Do you remember Norm Abram?
No.
Ah, fuck, Gerry. You would have loved Norm Abram. I guarantee you've seen him at some stage. It used to be on RT back in the day, but it was being made by Discovery Channel or somebody.
And what was
Norm was a carpenter.
Right.
But he had the New Yankee fucking workshop. And he would make like dovetail joints and stuff. and he was on Home Improvement.
Oh,
They used to bring him on to Home Improvement because he fucking hated him. Tim hated Norm Abram because Norm was actually class and making hand fucking done dovetails and whatnot. And he was a fucking guy. Look. I'll send you on a link to fucking YouTube. Norm Abram.
Yeah,
But I always think of I'll be honest with you. The word Yankee. That's what I associate with. I would have never
associate it with like
they could I'm surprised.
Battle the Confederates.
Exactly. I'm just, a more fucking stoic kind of fucking heroic thing than, like, I'm amazed that nobody has like started their own website or a Twitter handle where they've changed the Y to a W, like, because they are
wanky candles.
They are fucking wanky.
All right, well,
candles.
let me try and sell it to you in like this, Tom. Did you ever see a pipe smoking competition? Are you familiar with this?
What?
A pipe of tobacco.
They have competitions for
They
it?
have pipe smoking competitions.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. And what they do is they give you an ounce of tobacco,
Okay.
and you have to make that last as long as possible.
Okay.
Are you with me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew this was going to be a sell on you, okay? And how do you make an ounce of tobacco last long enough? So basically, it's all in the prep. You have to roll up each strand of tobacco into a tiny little ball.
Okay.
You get all that into the pipe. You pack it all down.
Yeah.
And then when you're smoking the pipe, it's very measured puffs.
Yeah.
It's poking it with a match. It's all this
Alright,
kind of
yeah.
shit. So it's like a process to get an ounce of tobacco to last a long time. Another one, what do you call the rallies? Where it's done by use of diesel or use of petrol.
Oh yes, yeah.
What's it called?
Shit.
Conservation rally.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, what a conservation rally. I'm saying it wrong there now. It'll come to me in a second. But what it is every car is given
the exact same amount of fuel.
2 liters of fuel
Yeah.
or whatever it is, and you have to drive as far as you can on that fuel.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you drive properly? How do you drive right? How do you conserve
Uh-huh.
fuel? Pulling the fucking chairs out of the yoke to make sure it's as light as possible, keeping your weight down, all this thing. So you see, there's sort of a pleasure and a joy in making a thing last a long time.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like my Tupperware thing to a certain degree. Yeah, I mean, getting preservation out of a thing and all the rest.
But the same as with a candle, Tom. If you look after it and you use it right and you burn it right and you don't fuck around with it, that thing will burn for a week straight.
And that gives you great pleasure.
That just gives me enormous pleasure.
It's because you feel like you're saving money.
It started off with that. Well, I'll tell you what it started off was like the missus was giving me like bollocking me out of it because I'd get home and like stink the toilet out of it and I'd light a candle for 10 minutes and then put it out. And she comes, do you know you're not doing that right with that candle? And I'm like,
I had no idea about that. I had no idea.
Do you know you're not supposed to just light it for 10 minutes because it just burns a hole straight through. Can you imagine like the wax and it just burns a hole straight down through it?
Right.
But what you want is for everything to burn down.
So how long is optimum?
Optimum time is here's the thing as well, Tom. The white candles.
Right.
You get a good burn on those, man. You get a nice clean burn.
We did get ones at Christmas. Jesus, I knew it. She got ones at Christmas and they smelled like Christmas.
Right. Probably like a real dark green one, was it? If you study it right, the darker the colour of the candle, okay, so the white ones burn down absolutely spirit level easy, okay?
Okay.
Other ones are a little bit more contrary. So, for example, like a dark green one or a black one or a deep blue one or a red one especially. Whatever dye they put in to dye the wax makes it burn that little bit not as well, not as evenly. And that's when you'll get like this big crater in the middle of the candle.
Okay.
All right. So those ones, if you want to get it that the wax is so hot that it all burns down, you really want to burn them for like 3 to 4 hours at a time.
Ah.
But the white ones, you can burn them for like 3/4 of an hour to an hour. Once you see a film of hot melted wax across it,
I'm never going to
now you're in flavour country. But what you have to do first is you have to get below this shoulder, the shoulder of the candle.
Jesus Christ.
So your first burn should be like 3 to 4 hours to get you below the shoulder of it.
It's like breaking in you're
breaking
breaking
in it. Yeah, you're breaking in it. And after that, now when you put it out, and you don't blow these candles out, Tom, because if you blow it out, it affects the wick of it. You turn it off, for want of a better word, by putting the lid on the top of it and killing the air that's in it.
Okay.
Rather than just blowing it out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
See? I told you, man. I told you. There's more to it than
There's
just
a
striking a match and
science.
having a nice house.
What do you do with the jars after it's done?
Well, the sign of a good jar is a completely empty jar burnt all the way to the bottom with absolutely nothing in it.
Okay.
That is a fucking month well spent.
There's pride in place for
There
that.
is such pride in that. If you get a jar and like there's a big fucking slump of wax on it that just didn't burn, well, you just wasted.
Mine would definitely be like that.
Wasted your time.
Mine would definitely be like that.
Now, once you get doing it right, man, and like I say, I stress, I could give 2 fucks whether it smells like fluffy towels or a baby's arse or whatever the hell it smells like. I really don't care. There's one called Wedding Day. I don't really give a shit what that smells like. But just
fucking regret.
But I'm telling you, man, there's a joy in just relaxing and watching this thing burn down. I watch it like the fucking last episode of Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? This is competitive candle burning to me.
I have a new appreciation for it. Not sure I'm entirely fucking sold on the idea, and I'm sure that they do have... Like, if they had one that smelled like WD-40, I think I could get on board with that.
Well, like I say, I don't really care what it smells like, because rest assured, I am working on the bad smell in the room myself at all times.
Some people lose their fucking mind. There's a friend of mine, his missus likes like 5 of them around the fucking house. It's honestly like you don't know what you've just walked. It doesn't feel like a house anymore. Now it feels like I need to pay somebody to leave.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, if you want to get into smells, there are certain ones that smell like they belong in a bathroom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They smell sort of like domestic-y.
Yeah, what you want to do? Yeah, I'm just going to make a sandwich here alongside the smell of fucking toilet duck.
Yeah. And you needn't, look, don't fucking start me. Don't name your candle Hawaii and think that I'm going to think it smells like Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii, but I don't think it fucking smells like domestics, right? So again, don't take it from like, I'm like, oh, I love the smell of cinnamon and I love the smell of cookies and all that. I don't really care. I just want to watch that fucking thing burn level down, the whole way down over the course of the month. I always said if I ever won the lotto, there's things I would do, and they're like little things, like not go mad. I'd buy a pizza out of Domino's and let the whole thing go cold. You know, like little things that are frivolous. I'd buy a bucket of chicken out of KFC and just eat the skin. Like things like this, okay? And one of the things I do is I'd buy a Yankee candle and I would sit in the house for a week and let it just burn all the fucking way down to the bottom.
Wow. Yeah.
Because it fucking kills me to put them out in the evening.
Well, it is evidently.
Honestly, I swear to God, Tom, and this is no bullshit, alright? I have sat up watching nothing on telly. just like pricking around on the laptop. Why aren't you going to bed? I'm just going to let that candle burn for another hour. There you go.
Well, alright, we'll stick a fork in it there.
Don't fuck with my candles, man.
Wow, that's enlightening stuff. Did you like
Literally,
did you like what I did there?
Yeah.
Did you like what I did there?
We told you we were comedians, didn't we?
Oh my God, razor sharp. All right, well, thank you very, very much for listening. That was episode 4. So yeah, if you want to catch either one of us, obviously we're at on Twitter. Just catch us
at Gerry McBride,
Tom_Mahony, or just fucking listen to our ramblings through our own Twitter, the Tom and Gerry Show.
At Tom and Gerry Show. And I gotta tell you, we probably should kick off a Snapchat or something like that.
Yeah, you need to train me up on that shit.
I don't know what it is, Tom.
I don't know what it is either.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm over here looking at a candle.
Yeah, you're right. I get excited by vice grips.
Yeah, so Snapchat, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do something with Snapchat. We will.
Yeah, keep an eye out for it.
All right. Good luck. Good luck.